Thank you for this great opportunity, Center for Peace and Global Studies. And I welcome all the participants, those who are interested, to improve personally, to become better Muslim, better citizens, better human. So today we will discuss on the subject of lead your time. Some guidelines about the program. Keep open your learning window. Time is basically very popular, topic. Everyone knows about this. So keep open your learning window. Then you may come up with new ideas and thoughts. So while I present, while you see the slides, so whatever comes to your mind are the learning points. So take notes and make notes. So we have some questions to be answered in this program. What is time? Why is it important for you to learn about time? Why do while some people lead their time, many people struggle with their time? How to gain the maximum output from your time? So these are the questions. I'd like to give you an overview. Definitely you will learn a lot, inshallah. So be prepared. Lead your time. Now, how many of you heard about this topic before today? Time management is the popular topic. So time leadership, how many of you heard about this? We know that time is gold or time is money. This is the popular statement normally when you talk about time management. But I say time is life. It is not gold, it is not money, it is life, right? From your date of birth to date of death. So time is not only measured by minutes and hours, it is measured by months and years, right? How old are you? Mean what? It is about your time. So time is life. So we are talking about time leaders. Those who lead time make history. So I mentioned here those who lead time, not manage time. They believe that time is worth more than money. Okay, for them, the value of the time cannot be measured by money. Money is not an indicator to measure the value of time. Okay. So from the beginning, we need to set our mind that the time is not money. Time is not gold. It is our life. It is more than money and gold. Okay. So that is one of the key points I should emphasize here. I would like to classify the whole population into three groups. Time consumers, time managers. Third one is time leaders. So there are time consumers, time leaders, time managers. Inshallah, end of this program, you will know about yourself. Where are you now? And what you have to do to become time leaders. Okay. So here we have time consumers. Who they are? Do not value the worth of time. They just consume the time. Time managers work with deadlines and schedules. The time leaders are driven by meaningful ambition. So here I have highlighted meaningful ambition. This is the keyword. We will discuss that inshallah soon. So time consumers, the indications are they are reactive, distracted, inefficient. Okay. So for them, they are not organized. They don't have a direction. They just move their life. Whatever comes, they do that. Okay. So they don't have a plan. They react to whatever comes in front of them. They are distracted by many things and inefficient in terms of using the resources, especially time. Time managers, they are organized. That means they have list of things to do and they know the time limitations. So what they do, they organize the activities such a way to implement the things within the time frame. So they are organized and they are efficient because since they know the limitation of the time, they always try to minimize the wastages, maximize the output. Then they are balanced. They are not extreme. Okay. So they try to work within the deadline, complete the task. So that's how they work. Okay. Now, who are the time leaders? They are driven by meaningful ambition. Because of that, they are strategic. They are visionary and proactive. Visionary in the sense, as I mentioned, they work a goal, a long-term goal in their mind. Okay, very good. Long-term plans. Then they are proactive. They are not reactive. Reactive means what? Once something happens, you take some action, isn't it? That is reactive. But proactive people, what they do, they foresee what kind of things could happen. They assess the risk and they plan accordingly. So they take some actions to avoid, to prevent the issues in future. So they are proactive. So these are some indicators of time leaders. Okay, at this stage, just you can review yourself and make an understanding about yourself, that in which group I am belongs to. Now, the key word is ambition, meaningful ambition. What do you mean by ambition? Normally, there is a misunderstanding about ambition. We know that it is something about your future, isn't it? But it is not a job title. It is a work. It is a role. Now, for example, one person says, I want to become an English teacher. Another person says, I want to teach English. Which one is ambition? According to my opinion, second one is the ambition. First one is talking about a job title. I want to become an English teacher. So if he or she become a teacher, only he or she will teach English. Second one says, I want to teach English. Whether become a teacher or not, he or she will teach English. So her ambition is what? To teach English, to help people to improve their language skills. So ambition is always go along with value. If you say, I want to become an English teacher, or I want to become a medical doctor, I want to become an engineer, it is a position. It goes always with what? Monetary benefit, right? If I become an engineer, I can earn this much. It comes to your mind. It is not wrong, okay? It is not wrong, but the way you express your ambition, the way you understand, the way you put in your mind may bring negative consequences all the time. So you have to say the right term. For example, I want to become a scientist in the area of healthcare. Another person says, I want to improve the healthcare with new discoveries. So what is ambition? Second one. Why? Because it is a value addition to the humanity, isn't it? So ambition is very clear, I believe. Okay, now let's talk about what is meaningful ambition. So I am showing a tree here. That means it is a natural concept. I will explain you with a simple analogy. Say you have a mango seed and you ask the mango seed, what is your ambition? What it would say? My ambition is to become a mango tree and produce mango fruits, isn't it? One of the mango seeds says, I want to become an orange tree and produce orange fruits. What do you think? Is it meaningful or meaningless? Meaningless. Why? Because the mango seed doesn't have the potential to become an orange tree and produce orange fruits. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't design the mango seeds to produce orange fruits or apple or anything else. It has been designed to produce mango fruits, isn't it? That means the potential within the mango seed doesn't allow to become an orange tree or orange fruits. So the meaningful ambition of the mango seed is what? Becoming a mango tree and produce mango fruits, right? So what is the definition? An ambition that is aligned with the potential you brought from your birth. So one student says, I want to discover new things in healthcare industry. It is a good ambition, but to become a meaningful ambition, you need to ask, what is the potential you have aligned with that ambition? If he or she has natural potential to support that ambition is a meaningful ambition. Otherwise, it is a meaningless ambition. Okay, so I mentioned that time leader is the one who is driven by meaningful ambition. So you cannot dream to become a time leader by having wishful ambitions. You must have meaningful ambition. That is the challenge you have now. Just I am giving you some idea. Now you have to explore yourself. What is my meaningful ambition? It is your homework. Not only homework, it is a life work. Until you discover your meaningful ambition, you don't have a meaningful life. Okay? Right. Now I will show you some special features of a time leaders. I mentioned that time leaders are driven by meaningful ambition. Because of this statement, you will find some special features with time leaders. They believe time is worth more than money. Already I mentioned that. It is depend on the power of your ambition. If your ambition is very big, the value of your time will become huge. So you cannot measure. So believe time is worth more than money. They visualize the complete tasks and focus on achieving them. So whenever they do something, they focus on everything from start to end. They think about what I expect from this task. So they have the full picture. So that's why they are more efficient and proactive, right? For example, whenever they start a work, they also think, okay, how this task could go wrong? What are the potential risks? So they think proactively. So they have the comprehensive idea about whatever they do. There is another special feature of time leaders. They concern about the quality of the work, not the quantity of the work. What do you mean by quality? By definition, it is about a satisfaction of the end users. For example, if you are doing a work, you should focus on what the customer, what the client, what the person who requested to do expect from you. So you focus on that. That is quality. Whenever they have more than one activity, they prioritize them. So they prioritize them. What should be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They organize everything accordingly. They convert the challenges into great opportunities. Now, challenges are part of our life. Okay? If you see challenges as problem, then you will stop. You will stuck there. If you see challenges as an opportunity, you will move ahead. For example, say you are climbing a staircase. Each and every step is a challenge, isn't it? So if you see one step of the staircase is a challenge, a problem for you, you will not move upward. But if you lift your leg and go forward, then each and every challenge, each and every step will bring you upward, right? That means it becomes opportunity. Then ability to navigate during crisis. This is another special feature of time leaders. So whenever they are inside the crisis, they always find the ways to move forward. Okay. So by practicing these features, you will not become a time leader. If you want to become a time leader, what you have to do? You must have a meaningful ambition for your life, for your career. Then these features will automatically emerge. So that is the idea. Okay. So now when you read the biography of successful people in the history, you can observe these kind of features in their life. You cannot control your time by removing the battery of your clock or holding the needle of the clock. You cannot control your time, isn't it? What we can do? But you can control yourself to get the most out of your time. So you have to work within you, not with the clock. We have to work within ourselves, such a way how I can get the maximum out of the available time. Now, if you go through some of the historical personalities, you can notice that they lived, for example, 30 years or 40 years, but they have done the worth of 100 years. Some scholars, they have written books, hundreds of books, but they lived 35 years, 40 years. Some people, they brought big revolution in the world, but they lived only 50 years. How it was possible? Because they managed within themselves to get the maximum out of the available time. Time is kind of resource. Okay. So you cannot control your time, but you can control yourself to get the most out of your time. Time is same for all, right? You might be a student or a mother or a military person or a farmer, a scientist or a professor or a medical doctor, name it, anyone. Time is same for all. Every day you have 24 hours. Every hour has 60 minutes. Every minute has 60 seconds, isn't it? So normally all the professionals, they work 8 hours per day. So time is same for all. Then what is different? What is different? Time is same for all, but the outcome is not same. Depend on the profession, they may have different objectives, different purpose, different working environment. So all those factors give them different motivation, right? Accordingly, their deliverable may differ, right? For example, for a student, while they are preparing for examination, say next week is exam, then for them time is more valuable than 6 months before, right? A mother, if she has a small baby, her concentration attention is more than if she has a son with 10 years old or daughter with 15 years old, isn't it? It's different. A professor or scientist, while they are reading book, the value of time is different compared to while they are doing research, isn't it? A military person, while they are practicing, the value of time is different compared to while they are involved in a battlefield. Okay, medical doctor, while they treat a patient is different compared to while they are in surgery room. So it is about what they do. Okay, so time is same for all, but outcome is not same. So here the thing is, person to person, the value of time is differ. Within the person itself, depend on their work, depend on their responsibilities, the value of time become differ. I agree with me? Right. So here the basic idea is the time is same for all, but outcome is not same. Why? What matters most is how you see yourself. How you see yourself is the most important factor to decide the value of your time. Okay, just I will give you some more idea about this. How you see yourself. Let's have a score 1 to 10, right? The least one is worthless person. The best one is worthy person. If somebody sees himself or herself, I am a worthless person, then the value of their time will become poor. If he or she sees I am a worthy person, then the value of time will become more powerful. So you have to always observe where are you with respect to your task. How do you see yourself? How do you yourself in terms of the task in front of you? I'm a worthy person or worthless person. So worthy person always, they have a different mindset and their behaviors are different compared to others. Okay. Even sometimes they may be little in terms of their age or experience or qualification, but what kind of mindset they have, that will impact their worthiness. So when you are feeling that I'm a worthy person, okay, so what are the reflection? You feel responsible, isn't it? You feel responsible. What else? What are the other indication, reflection we can see? If you think yourself a worthy person, could you please tell me 1 or 2 reflections? So I have shown you one of them. Feel responsible is one of the reflection you have when you feel you are a worthy person. I think we have, mashallah, 100 participants here. Excellent. So all of you can type your opinions here. Right. So feel responsible is one of the reflection. Another reflection is Value what you have. You know about yourself, isn't it? Your financial strength, your academic qualification. So if you assess yourself, you know about yourself. Worthy people who think they are worthy people, they always value what they have. They don't just compare with some other people and they get inferiority complexity. If you feel inferiority complexity, that means you are becoming worthless person gradually. So the thing is, if you think you are a worthy person, you value what you have, right? Another reflection is look for opportunities. They don't just stop by facing some issues. If I cannot do this now, what are the other alternatives? Always they look for opportunities. They come up with new ideas because they think I am a worthy person. Then they save and serve others because they think I am a worthy person to help people. In terms of anything, it could be an advice, it could be financially, it could be education, it could be any physical support, anything, right? Then make positive impact. So wherever they go, whatever they do, they bring positive change in people's life. And they feel accountable to whom? To Almighty, the one who created. So these are some of the reflection. But the condition is the worthiness should be based on what? Your meaningful ambition. Now the question is, are you a time leader? So could you please write down what is your ambition? What is my meaningful ambition? So we will discuss 5 key elements to assess yourself whether you are a time leader or not. Consciousness, life goals, priorities, time killers, optimization. These are the elements. I have just given the keyword. I will explain them one by one, inshallah. So while I am explaining, you can assess yourself. I am seeing here somebody says that ambition is to please Allah or Allah's pleasure. Yeah, it is the ultimate ambition of our life. But to please Allah, what you have to do in this world is your ambition in this world. So I have to think about what is my meaningful ambition in this world, in this my life, right? As I said, at the center of the wheel we have ambition. It is very important, okay? And it must be a meaningful ambition, okay? Right. Now I put the elements like this. We have consciousness at the bottom, then life goals, priorities, time killers, and optimization. I will show you some statement to explain these elements. Then I will explain you one by one so that you can do an assessment personally. Okay, let's start with consciousness. Time consciousness. I'm accountable for my time before the one who created my time and me. So we can assess this element in 3 perspectives. I will show you one by one. I respect my time. I review how effectively my time is spent. Think about yourself against this statement. How much you are aligned with this? I respect others' time. I am careful not to waste others' time. I pray God to bless me to gain the best out of my time. So assess yourself against these 3. Individually put out of 100. Then you will add them and divide by 3 so that you will get an average number. So that is about your time consciousness score. Only thing is you need to put the right score without exaggeration or without underestimation. You have found your consciousness score. Excellent. Now let's move to the second one. Life goals. Set goals to ensure a productive life and live your life with those goals in your mind. Okay, now I will give you some idea quickly about how to set these goals. So when you talk about life goals, you have to think in different perspectives. For example, family perspective, personal development perspective, education perspective, your wealth perspective, your health perspective, then your spiritual perspective, then your profession, your career. You may have more than this. Just I am giving you most important perspectives. There are 6. You may have 7, 8, 9, 10. But better to have maximum 6. If you put 10, 15, then you will never achieve the goals, right? So these are the major areas normally anyone, bother about. So you can write your own goals, but you can follow this an example and make your own goal. As an education perspective, to become sufficiently qualified to lead my life productively. Wealth perspective, you may have a goal to become financially independent. Then health perspective, to become physically and mentally strong. Family perspective, to transform my family, to witness the love and kindness. Then spiritual perspective, to become connected with the Almighty, to lead my life confidently. If you are not connected to Allah, you are connected to whom? If you are not connected to Allah, you are connected to yourself, your nafs, your hawa, or somebody else. So, human is designed such a way, whenever you are connected to Allah, you are strong. That is the original design of human being. If you connected somebody else, you are weak by default. So whenever you face a challenge, problem in your life, any loss, if you are connected to Allah, you can decide that, okay, Ya Allah, please help me. You are the one who knows me very well, my past, present and future. You are not giving hard time because you know about my strength. You are testing me. Each and every challenges you are giving me barakah in my life. This kind of understanding will make yourself stronger, right? So spiritual strength is very important. It should be a goal. Then professionally, in career perspective, to become productive professional. So all of these things need a lot of explanation. Okay, that's why I said this is part of a big workshop. Just I'm giving you some idea. Now, whenever you set these goals, then after you set goals, you need to set targets for each goals. You will improve, inshallah. But the condition is again, all of these goals should align with your meaningful ambition. I have goals related to all key areas in my life. Then I spend my time with the goals in my mind. I review and revise my targets to enhance my productivity. Let's move to the third one, work on priorities. Choose the work based on its urgency and importance. So you have some things like this: one jar, some rocks, some pebbles, sands and water, right? If I ask you to put all of this inside the jar, what is the order you will follow? For those who already not aware, if you put the things in a different order, for example, if you put sand first and pebbles and rock, it will be like this, end up with this. You will have some balance, right? But if you put the rock, what will happen? Then when you put the pebbles, it will fill the gaps. Still there will be gaps. Then you can put the sands, then you can put the water. So you can put all of the things inside the jar, right? So here what we talk is priority. So each and every item, rock, pebble, sand, water, these are kinds of works in front of you. If you fail to understand which one is rock, which one is pebble, which one is sand, you will confuse your life, misled by wrong priorities. Okay, that's why it is important. Urgent and important task, these are rock. If you have a list of activities in front of you, the next size, it is important but less urgent. What is sand? Urgent but less important. Water is less urgent, less important. So you can categorize them into 4 groups. Same like this. You have to prioritize based on the urgency and importance of your task. Now the next question is, how do you decide which is urgent, which is important? Based on what criteria? The highest criteria is your meaningful ambition. The second level criteria is your life goals and the targets. Next level is goal and the targets, isn't it? The first one is, I prepare my daily schedule the night before. So I know urgent and important tasks in my daily life. The third one, I am watchful about the less important and less urgent task. Why? Because if you prioritize this kind of task in your life, always you will delay towards your meaningful ambition. They will waste your time and resources. So you must be watchful there. Priorities are changing depending on the time. That's what we say is urgency. For example, while you are a student, your priority is different. While you are a teenager, youth, and your father or mother, you are a manager in a company. Depending on the situation, the priorities will change. Now let's focus on avoid time killers. Who is your time killer? Avoid or minimize the effect of time killers. So we'll discuss three different perspectives or three different time killers in our life. Okay, one, people. Then procrastination. It is about yourself. Personality. It is about yourself. Procrastination means what? It is about delaying an urgent and important task. Why people do this? Why people delay urgent and important tasks? What are the reasons? No clear deadline. If somebody assign you a task but they don't give you a clear deadline, then you will postpone it, isn't it? Because it becomes less urgent. So naturally you will delay it. The inadequate resources. If you don't have sufficient resources, you will delay it, isn't it? If you are not aware about where to begin, where to start, you will delay it. Lack of passion and fear of failure. So these are some of the reasons people delay the things. So for first one, always you have to set a deadline. Second one, even though you don't have sufficient resources, you need to start, because there is no way to get 100% sufficient resources to start anything. All the successful projects started with lack of resources. So even though you find resources are insufficient, you have to start it. Where to begin? If you don't know where to begin, just begin it. Then you will see whether you did right or wrong. But you should begin. Lack of passion? Yes. You cannot expect everything according to your passion in this life. Certain things you need to do because of the responsibility you hold, okay, or the situations you have to do it. So don't wait until you get everything according to your passion. Fear of failure. Failure is part of journey, part of life. So don't stop anything because you have a fear of failure. Start, fail, and you redo it better than the previous one. So with this kind of mindset, you can avoid this time killer, which is within you. Next interesting time killer is personality. So we can divide people into many groups. Each and every human is unique, isn't it? So, but we can see them in 4 different groups. So there are some people, they are very good in listening. There are some people, they are assertive in terms of their activities. And some others, they do deep searching before they take decisions. And some people, they are talkative. Okay. So if you are one of them, for example, if you are a talkative person, so what you will do in terms of time? You cannot stop yourself, isn't it? Then you will kill your time. Always look for some people to talk. Sometimes you will forget your priority and you kill your time. So you must be aware about what is your personality, and you have to cautious about from killing your time. For example, if you are a listener, so you meet a guy, he starts to talk to you, something irrelevant to you. You just with them, listen to them, right? So you will kill your time by listening to them. So in this case, you must be aware about yourself. You have to find out a strategy how to escape from that kind of things without hurting people, right? If you are a deep searcher, you will not make decision until you find everything, all the details. By that time, project might go delay. So you have to set some targets. What information I must need to start the things, and start with them. Later you can improve with more information. And if you are an assertive person, okay, sometime you will make fast decision and you start the work immediately. It's good. But if you make the wrong decision and start a work, then you have to redo the work, isn't it? That means you are killing yourself, not yourself, your time. So these are the personality issues may kill our time. So how we can avoid this, how we can minimize this? By having awareness about ourselves. And we can minimize, we cannot 100% avoid, right? It is natural. The third killer is what? People, others. Maybe your colleagues, your boss, your subordinate, your husband, your wife, your children, your friends. So they are more closer to you. Respect to them, love with them. You should not hurt them. For example, while you are working on urgent and important tasks, they come and interfering. That means they are becoming a time killer in that context. By this time, you need to face them in such a way to avoid hurting them. So people, those who kill your time, should be handled positively and assertively. Honest explanation. Clarify your reasoning. Give an alternative. Assertive refusals. Because if you fail to handle them in a positive and assertive manner, you will lose them. They may misunderstand you. They may not help you in a different situation whenever you need them. Okay. So for example, while you are busy with an urgent and important activity, somebody come and ask something. Then you can say, yes, I love to help you, but I don't have time until this time. After that, I can help you. I can't right now because I have another work due by this time today. After that, we can talk. I don't have time today, but I could schedule it in for another day, right? So I understand how you feel, but I cannot help you now. Okay? I am uncomfortable doing that because, for example, if that person comes and talk to you, share with you something not interesting to you, then you can say, I'm uncomfortable to do that. You can assertively refuse so that you can minimize the effect of time killers. Smart no. This is the way we have to say no smartly, positively and assertively. So we can minimize the effect of this kind of time killers by saying smart no. Excellent. Now let's do a quick assessment. I understand my natural weaknesses that may kill my time. I say smart no to people steal my time. I always do important and urgent tasks without delay. Alhamdulillah, now we have done 4 out of 5. Then we'll move to the last one. Optimization. Optimize the time. What is this? The smart techniques to get the work done time consciously and productively. So whenever you are assigned with a task, whenever you start to do a work, how much you use smart techniques, optimize the time to minimize the waste of time. Okay, I will show you 3 techniques. You may have your own experiences definitely, but I don't have time to listen to you unfortunately now. I will share with you 3 of them. Write 3M. Then we have mindful communication. Then effective delegation. These are the 3 techniques. Write 3M mean always use right material, right methods, right manpower to avoid reworks. If you don't use right material, right methods, right manpower, you'll end up with less productive work. Then you have to work again, isn't it? Reworking mean what? You have to spend some more time. Not only time, you need to spend more money. Mindful communication mean what? Prepare yourself before communicate. Provide right and sufficient information. So if you don't provide sufficient and correct information, the one who listen to you may not do what you expect from them. So then you have to rework again. That means inadequate information cause delay and loss of time and money. Effective delegation mean what? When you are busy with rocks, assign the pebbles to right people. Pebbles mean what? Important but less urgent. Assign them to right people. Right mean what again? They must be qualified to do that. Otherwise, you have to do again, rework. So if you find able people than you, assign the rocks and get the work done on time. Say now you have a rock work, but you find somebody they can do it better than you. Then assign them so that they will finish the work on time. Okay, this is effective delegation. Okay, now you know your scope. Against each criteria, each element, if you mark, if those points fall within the bronze color, you are a time consumer. That means 0 to 4. If you are within the green color, 5 to 7, you are a time manager. If you are here, you are a time leader. That means you are seeing the time as a resource. Time managers, they do everything to fit to the time. That is the difference.